Hey friends, in this video I want to talk about my second desk setup. The first desk setup I already showed you in another video and you can watch it up here if you want to. So I put a lot of effort to convert the ugly ass basement into a room that truly feels like an office room in the condo, and I found some footage of the basement before, but it doesn't do it any justice on how messy the basement looked and felt and how far it was from a nice room. And I can show you a quick montage of how the room looked when we moved in and how I turned it into the room I call now the studio. So I hope this gives you an idea of the work I put into this room. We have internet down here. I bought this device from Fritzbox and plugged one into the router and the wall outlet in the living room upstairs and the other one in the basement, also in a wall outlet. So that means that the internet is then transferred via the power supply. And to make it work, it is connected via LAN to this docking station over here and connected via USB-C to my MacBook. The left tabletop is a recycled one from my girlfriend when she was in university studying medicine, and it sits on 2 IKEA billy shelves. Basically, we condensed our classical basement and everything non-aesthetic into those 2 shelves. And the drawer cabinet we put on wheels to maneuver around since the space is pretty small. The right desk is my desk from university and also upcycled in the same way. On both tabletops I put hardwood flooring from the hardware store. So it is cheaper than one massive board, it comes pre-finished and it has a very nice look and feel to it, in my opinion. And I think the oak, color-wise, fits perfectly to the dark blue walls behind me. For the corners and the edges of both tables, I melted some hardwood veneer onto it with heat supplied by an iron. It was the first time I worked with veneer. For the most part it turned out quite good, but at some parts it became a bit wavy, and I think that's because of the hardwood flooring having an air gap behind it, so there's room for improvement for the next time. The black shelves behind me are from IKEA and are home to some fake plants due to the lack of natural light in here. I also put some wall art on the wall. Those riot pictures behind me are motivational and the Porsche is also motivational, and not only a visualization of a goal but also contributes to the overall aesthetics of the room. Right under this picture is the same monitor as I have in my other setup, the LG 4K 27-inch monitor, also with the Quntis light bar on top. The computer is of course my MacBook. It is a 16-inch 2023 model with the M2 Max chip with 32 gigs of RAM and 1TB SSD storage. I use it with the Apple keyboard and the Logitech MX Master 3S in grey, and this mouse wasn't cheap. That's the reason I thought kind of long about it, but it's easily the best mouse I ever used, by far. It just screams high quality. The desk mat is from IKEA, as well as the lamps providing a warm tone to the space and the trusty IKEA fake plant in the corner. My chair's the one I had at university and is kind of falling apart, and it doesn't quite fit the aesthetics of the room, I think. So if any of you have suggestions of a new chair, please let me know in the comments. I thought that maybe the IKEA leather chair would be a good fit, at least for aesthetics. This room is also home to my camera gear I use for wedding photography and videography, and since recently also for YouTube. To sort all the camera gear, I put on these plates from IKEA in black and the accessories in white for contrast. I love the flexibility of the system, and on top it can grow with more and more equipment over time. Above this I mounted 2 of these poles from New on the wall. Because this room is only 3 by 2 meters, I didn't want to put the camera and lights on a tripod taking up too much room. With these 2 poles I can mount a light on one of these and either a camera facing me or even an overhead camera facing some stuff on the table. Right now, as I'm working with this setup, I feel like it is 90% there maybe, but some minor improvements here and there should be made. By that I mean it is a lot of work to get the camera facing in exactly the direction I want it to be, and that's because the pole has fixed directions in which you can maneuver around and rotate it. So I think I need to add more flexibility to this, for example with a ball head at the top. On top of these poles I mounted a wooden beam. At first I thought I'm going to mount everything on this beam, but after that I found the newer metal fixtures. I still installed the beam though, because for one I think it looks kinda cool, And secondly, I can easily fix some stuff later to it if I need to. Besides that, I hate drilling into walls, and this being wood makes it way easier to attach things to it. To have a good audio quality, I chose the Sennheiser MK600 shotgun microphone, which I mounted on this microphone arm from Amazon. I connected with a long jack cable to the camera, but to have an even better audio quality I mounted these acoustic panels on the door and the wooden ones behind me at the wall. But to be honest, the wooden ones are of course also a major design upgrade, especially with the IKEA lamp in the corner providing some light. I'm very interested of what you think of the audio quality, so please let me down in the comments of what you think about the audio. This room is 80% studio and clean, but also 20% basement still, and that's why we choose to buy a carpet that only fits beneath my desk right here. And that way it gives the room a more comfy and warm feeling, but also leaves room for storing some stuff under the left table without getting the carpet dirty every time. Overall, I'm really happy how this room turned out, and we really love our condo, but had the feeling that one room is missing, and with this basement makeover, the condo truly feels complete now. Of course, this is still a work in progress, and as my camera and YouTube journey progresses, so will this setup. I hope you enjoyed this video. I personally love to see best setups from other creators and the thought process behind it, and maybe this was inspiration to some of you. And if you found this video interesting and hopefully even got some inspiration and value out of it, it would mean truly a lot if you could show it by subscribing. Have a great one. Ciao. I just recorded the whole video and didn't press on the record button. So here we go again.